Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today, today is June 22nd, 2025. We're looking at Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 2. Have you ever come across individuals who have more than you and you're upset about the fact that they're living wrongly because look what they've got? You may look at me and say, that guy says he's a pastor, but I bet you he's stealing from the church because he's got 2 motorcycles, he's got a truck, a car, a house, a couple trailers. And if you knew, I have a boat too. I haven't used it in years, but I inherited it from my dad. Very grateful for that. It was my grandfather's boat, no less. Grateful for that as well. But maybe there's somebody else that you look at and you say, they have all this stuff. They must be doing something wrong. I've been working hard all my life and I don't have all of that. Yeah, so I'm that guy. I used to be that way too. I had nothing and I would complain about everybody that had stuff because, well, you know what? It's not fair. I work hard. And it doesn't look like they're working nearly as hard as I am. Silliness, actually, because today I know that the majority of those people that I was really jealous of worked really hard for it. No, don't get me wrong. There are some that gain things through inheritance and they didn't have to work hard for it at all. I mean, I'm kind of proof of that in the reality that one of my motorcycles, my car, my house, my boat, my trailer all came from inheritance, from inheritance. Of course, when we received that inheritance, we held on to it to make sure we did things in the right ways to make sure that we set ourselves up for the future. But here's the verse that I want to share with you today because I think it's important sometimes that we look at it. The rich and the poor have this in common. Yahweh made them all. Whether you have a lot of stuff or you have nothing, you're on the same level when it comes to God. Get judged in the same way, get looked at by God in the same way, get held to the same standards. Whether you have a lot or you have a little, it all is the same in God's eyes. The difference is how you use those things. I have a dear friend that gets judged all the time by all of his stuff. And the reality is, all of that stuff gets used to honor God. And that's why he's got it. Because God knows that he's going to be putting that stuff out there for God's use. Matter of fact, one of the most generous people I know. I was on a trip last year, and I had some things go wrong that cost me. And I just continued on because there was nothing. I was disappointed. I was upset. Be honest, I was worried, and I shouldn't, but I was, because how am I going to pay for this trip? Because I had plans that now were gone. And this friend who also struggles walked up and shared with me in my financial difficulty enough to help with my expenses. The rich and the poor have this in common. Don't look at what they've got. They have this in common. You and I whether you have millions of dollars and I have next to nothing. I have some assets, but I have next to nothing. You and I are seen exactly the same way. God made you and I the same. He holds us to the same standard. What are you going to do with that knowledge today? Are you going to let that drive you into a understanding that those people that you might be holding resentments against really are no different than you in the end? Or are you going to feel that you've been neglected? Because if you feel you've been neglected, and again, I'm talking to me, if you feel you've been neglected, what you're saying is, God, you don't care about me. You don't look out for me. You're not seeing me. You're treating me unfairly. And that's not true. He created you, I, and everyone else, all, rich and poor, exactly the same. He created us to follow him. What are we doing with it? I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.